Would you sleep better at night if you would know that your business can run without you? Do you ever feel like that the only reason your business is still growing and working is because of you? Like if you disappeared for a week or two, like everything would fall apart or at least slow down? If you have a team but it still feels like you're the bottleneck? In this video, I'll show you the tool that will give you back control of your business and your life without hiring more people, without more stress, without micromanaging, and without holding more meetings. Hi, my name's Eli. I'm the guy that helps founders feel free again. We have an agency that helps business owners with anywhere between 3 to 50 employees. They're doing anywhere between 6 to 8 figures, systemize, scale, and increase the valuation of the business, even if they're not planning to sell at the moment. What we do is basically take the owner out of the day-to-day operation so it can work on the business and not in the business. And what I see is a pattern, right? A lot of the clients, a lot of the founders and the business owners that I work with, when we start working, they're the one that holding the business together. Without them, there's a big chance that the business will collapse. And that's a challenge. Their brain and their guts and their instincts are their only systems in their business. And it's exhausting. They have a team, they have people, they have tools, sometimes they have software, CRMs, whatever it is, but there's no real pulse in the business. They're the pulse of the business, they're the engine of the business. The fix, it's a simple scorecard, it's a KPI tracker that with just 5 to 15 numbers per week, you can instantly tell is the business on track or not? Are we doing well or we don't? In this video, I'll show you how to build it, how to delegate it, and how to use this tracker, how to use this KPI system to finally get out of the day-to-day operations and have more freedom in your business to work on the business and less in the business. So you can grow, so you can expand, so you can look into new markets, so you can maybe work less, so you can increase the valuation of the business before an exit. Whatever it is, our goal is to get you out of the day-to-day operation, outside of the chaos, so you can finally be in the CEO seat. So let's dive in. Most founders are work way too hard and they're working way too much. But what makes you really exhausted, what makes you really tired is not the fact that you're working a lot of hours, is the fact that you're making every decision in the business. Is the fact that you're in charge of everything in the business. Why? Because nothing gets measured properly. Expect in your head. All the intellectual property or your business sits in your head. That's not leadership. That's not how you delegate. That's babysitting and that's micromanaging. Right? There's a lot of questions in your head. Is the operations okay? Are we providing a good product or service to our clients? Is the cash tight? What's our cash flow situation in our business? Do we hit target? Do we achieve our goals? There's so many questions. There's so many decisions that you, as the leader, as the business owner, as the guy who had a vision, who became the visionary that opened the business, have inside of your head. And that's making you tired. That's making you exhausted. That's making you feel resentment sometimes towards your business. A lot of our clients feel a resentment to the business because they feel like they're working too hard. Now, I want you to ask yourself a question. Let's say you were forced to sit at an island and you would only have access to the internet for about 2 hours every week. What would happen to your business? So, no WhatsApp, no iMessages, no phone calls, no fires, no problems you can solve as the business owner. But every Monday morning, for about 2 hours, you get access to Wi Fi, and somebody sends you a document, a sheet, with just 5 to 15 numbers. You read it, and you know exactly what's happening in your business. This is the power of the KPI tracker. This is the power of the scorecard. So, I want to show you a real example. We worked with a marketing agency. They're a marketing agency. They're specializing in web design and Google PPC and SEO for their clients. So they serve a very specific type of client. They serve home builders, HVAC contractors, roofers, plumbers, any business in the home service industry. And they're focusing on high ticket clients, meaning they start the engagement with building a luxury website, a premium website, a custom website, and from there they upsell Google PPC, SEO, Meta ads, but their main business is the websites. Before we started to work together, they were doing about $50,000 a month. The numbers were good, the revenue was there, but the founder was drowning in chaos. Missed deadlines, unclear accountability, founder doing everything, freelancer and staff turnover, just a mess. We worked with them for 90 days, and one of the, I want to say, the first things that we did is we installed this KPI tracker, this scorecard. Our goal with the KPI tracker is for the team to have ownership, that everyone in the team knew what mattered, And that was one of our tools in order to take the founder out of the day-to-day operations, increase the revenue, increase the profits, systemize, scale, and make the agency more valuable in case of a future exit. So that's what we did. We identified the who. Who is responsible for what, right? So, for example, let's take one example and then we'll go over to the other ones. Jake. Jake is the appointment setter. What is Jake's goal as an appointment setter? To qualify and book appointments, right? That's his entire job, to book appointments. We gave him a goal, again, based on last data, based on the past previous months, based on Jake's abilities, based on his training. But we identified that his goal is to book 12 qualified appointments, not just appointments, qualified appointments every week. So we have to make sure that they're in the industries that we serve. We make sure that they're making X amount of revenue because we're building custom luxury websites. We're not selling $1,000 websites. And we gave them a goal, right? So his goal from now on, Jake, the appointment setter, is to book 12 qualified appointments every week. And for each week, we start tracking how many appointments did he book. Week 1 he booked 10, week 2 he booked 11, and you see the numbers here. What does that gives us? That gives us Jake has accountability. He knows what he's supposed to do. And the founder, in this case it's Josh, he can look at the performance of Jake and his entire team and know, are we on track? Are we hitting our goals? Are we on the right path? The same thing with Sarah, the project manager. She's responsible for the client projects, right? We have to make sure as an agency that our projects are on schedule. So our goal is that 100% of our projects will be on schedule. So week 1 it was 90, week 2 was 90, and then it moved to 100, right? So Sarah is on track. Everything is working well. Same thing with the designer. How many final designs does he have to deliver on a weekly basis? What about Marcus, the client success manager? What's the satisfaction score? We want that, every week on a weekly basis, out of the pool of all of our clients, out of the bucket of all of our clients, the scoreboard of the satisfaction will be 9 and up. We want to make sure that our clients are being taken care of, that they're happy. So that's Marcus's responsibility. Josh's responsibility. Josh is the founder of that agency. He's the one responsible for the sales calls. So Josh has to have, his goal is to have 9 sales calls per week, right? So Jake sets the appointment and Josh has the sales calls. Now, not all of the appointments will show up to the meeting. That's why the number is lower. So we have to track how many sales calls did we hold on a weekly basis to make sure that we are on track. And that's how we were able to take this agency from $50K a month. We worked with them for 90 days, and 90 days after we finished working with them and systemized and helped them scale, they were doing $130K a month. And not just that, we took the founder even out of the sales calls. The founder wasn't doing even sales calls anymore. It was just focused on vision, high leverage partnerships, and driving the business, working on the business. We built a team that's accountable for their tasks, that takes ownership for their tasks, and that drove the revenue from $50,000 to $130,000. What does that mean to you? How are we gonna help you do the same thing for your business? You have to build a scorecard. I would suggest with your team, right? Sit down with your leadership team. If you're a small business and you have like 5 employees, then you probably have to do yourself and ask, if we hit those numbers, then we're on track. Everything is good. If we below those numbers, then there's a challenge, there's a problem that we have to address in the business. So as a rule of thumb, this is what we see in the small business owners that are doing up to $10 million, that have 50 employees. Usually there's up to 6 areas, up to 6 who's we have to focus on. Usually it's marketing, it's sales, it's operations, it's client success, and it's finance. And then every business could be a little bit different, but for the most part, most businesses are the same. The foundation is the same. So the marketing, we have to understand, we have to track the qualified leads. For the sales, we have to track the sales calls that are being held. And from there, we're going to start tracking the conversion rates and upselling. The operations, are the projects on time? For client success, the satisfaction score. For the finance, the weekly revenue collected and the cash flow situation. Design, which is different for every business, but the final deliverables of the product, services, or business. So you see, every number has a name to it. Inside of your business, it will not be marketing, it will be Susie, who does the marketing, right? So inside of your business, it wouldn't be a marketing or salesperson, it will be Susie, or Adam. We're going to give a name to it. We're going to assign ownership. A real person has to be accountable for that task. That's when your team stops giving you excuses and start owning the outcomes. The second thing it lets us do, we can spot the red flags right away. You track every number on a weekly basis. You don't wait until the end of the year. You don't wait until the end of the quarter to see the chaos. You spot the patterns fast. And if the number is off, you don't just react emotionally. You bring it to the team. You identify the challenge. You discuss it with them and you solve it with them. For example, if the satisfaction score is below the number we set and clients are starting to churn, we have to identify the root cause. Why is it happening? Is something in the onboarding not correct? Are we setting the wrong expectations? Again, each business is different, but we have to understand what is the root cause, right? So you don't need to be in every meeting. You don't need to answer every question. You just need to see the right numbers every week on a weekly basis. You need to have the data. That's how real owners lead, and that's how real owners able to create delegation and a business that runs without them and the day-to-day operations, so they can work on the business, not in the business, so they can actually focus on growth, scale, efficiency, profits, expansion to new markets, preparing the business for an exit at top dollar at their terms. Because you're not burned out from working too much. You're burned out because nothing works without you. Again, you're not burned because you're working too much. You're burnt out because nothing works without you. You hold the business together. And true freedom, it's not about making more money, it's not about working less. It's about installing the infrastructure that allows you to run the business at your terms, to be able to have a business that runs and grows without you in the day-to-day operations. By the way, if you're a business owner that does up to $10 million a year, that has anywhere between 3 to 50 employees, and you want a scorecard like this, and you need help from experts that can come in, that can systemize, scale, and increase the valuation of your business, helping your business become a business that is not owner dependent, so you can actually focus on growth, efficiency, profits as a business owner and not be in the day-to-day operations, there's a link below. It will take you to our website that will teach how we help business owners, including like the marketing agency that we took from 50K a month to 130K a month in just 90 days, and basically show you our process, how we look for the leaks and help you systemize and scale your business. Now, I'm not saying you should do this. I'm just saying the link is there in case you need the help. Even if you don't click the link, subscribe if you want to receive more content from the algorithm about building businesses that run without you, about business efficiency, about business systemization, about exit readiness. And again, I made this video because of a question of an email I received from a previous video. So comment below, like the video, let me know what topics you want me to speak about. I truly appreciate you watching this video. I hope this video gave you a ton of value. If you have any question about the tool and the KPI tracker, feel free to email me, comment down below. I'll be happy to chat with you. Take care. See you in the next video.